Hey everybody, happy Saturday, how's it going? I'm doing a little bit of content this morning about Curse of the Empath. So whether you're hugely empathic or not quite hugely empathic, no judgment there. We have what's called empathy overload, which can also equate to empathy burnout. So what happens is, if you're a highly sensitive person, an ESP, also hugely empathic, what happens is you will often be very, very overly stimulated by the emotions of others. So you will feel other people's emotions so acutely, be so aware of them, that you internalize them on some level in your own psyche, in your own aura, in your own physical body, whatever it might be. And that means that it makes it hard for you to switch off. It either makes it hard for you to switch off from somebody else's stuff, and not be able to sort of put it aside when you're done with it, or not be able to resist getting involved to help that person, or it means you take it away with you as if it's your own. Also, people who are highly sensitive people or hugely empathic, it's very common to struggle to say no. I've been a sucker for that. I've been a sucker for not putting my needs first, coming close to burnout, touch wood, not quite burnout, but nearly. And it's a very common therapist thing, where we're very good at being there for other people, but sometimes not so great for being there for ourselves. So again, there's no judgment. I've been 100% on board with not being there enough for myself and taking on too much and struggling to say no. But this is where we've got to learn. So whether it's a collective of therapists, whether it's just your normal human being that notices that they really absorb other people's emotions, feel it really, really painfully. So are you somebody who really struggles to see somebody else in pain? I mean, granted, there's very few people that wouldn't be finding it tough to see somebody in a lot of emotional pain. But can you work out where you start and they finish? As in, are the energetic boundaries completely blurred there, where you're hearing their story and you're feeling it as if it's your own? Now, I mean, that is really a kind of definition of empathy anyways. Can you sit in that person's shoes for a moment to absolutely experience with them what it is they're feeling? The key is to be able to put that down afterwards. How do we do that? Well, it's self-protection, knowing that you don't have to say yes to everybody, knowing you don't have to be the one that fixes everything, that listens to somebody's every will. Because if you think about it, your body and your emotions will be your map, your cue as to when to do that, when to step back. It took me a long time to learn that. I didn't even know it was okay to say no, or to let somebody walk their own path. But the thing is, you can allow them to go and find somebody else to help. There will be somebody else that can help them. You don't have to do it all. Also notice, are they doing enough to help themselves? That's another, I found that quite an easy one to start working with. If I think they're not doing enough for themselves, it kind of gave me permission to give myself permission that I don't have to help that person with that bit. That's a them thing, not a me thing. It took a long time to learn that too. But if your body is feeling anxious, agitated, tense, if you're emotionally feeling alarmed, overwhelmed, drained, those are all signs that you might be taking on too much. I spent years not knowing that half the stuff I was carrying wasn't even my own. And that was not a pleasant surprise when I worked that out. However, it was very liberating to know that, I've got to work out what energetically and emotionally is other people's, what's mine, why am I carrying it with me, what am I stuck with, do I want to be? No, I don't. Who does? So, Curse of the Empath. We can take on way too much of other people's stuff limitlessly at our own detriment, but you've got to come first. I've got to come first, because then we can give more freely, because we'll have more to offer. But we also have to offer that to ourselves, which is, I'm going to protect me from, if I'm a highly sensitive person, which I am, I can't afford to take on the world. I don't want to take on the world. I am not responsible for taking on the world. We're all responsible for doing our own tiny little bit of being the best we can be. And then the knock-on effect is the domino effect, which is the butterfly effect. Your energy rising, healing yourself will have an energetic imprint on the rest of the world. You've only got to do you. Yes, I need to listen to my own words. Thank you for that. Have a lovely weekend, everybody.